The music mogul and legendary producer Dr. Dre was recently hospitalized because he had a brain aneurysm, and it was looking real bad, but things started to brighten up, man. It's starting to look better for him. And in the middle of this, Dr. Dre's going through a lot. He's got a divorce hanging over his head. He's got this medical situation that's life-threatening that's hanging over his head. But in the midst of all that, man, the wolves gonna be the wolves. I'm gonna be real, man. It seems like some cats targeted Dr. Dre's home for a robbery once they found out the news of Dr. Dre being in the hospital had leaked. You know what I mean? So it's already a burglary ring that was going on, and cats just said, forget it, man. They surpassed all their other targets and said, man, we're going to focus on Dr. Dre because of his current situation. Now, if that isn't cold, I don't know what is. But, man, there's more details of the story. And before I get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about Dr. Dre a little bit, man. So we're going to talk about Dr. Dre's current situation and these cats that ran up on his crib cold-hearted, cold-blooded, and tried to get him for his goods, man, and stuff while he's laid up in the hospital. So this is the news from the official report at Fox News 10. So they said this. They said just hours after it was announced rap mogul Dr. Dre was hospitalized after suffering a suspected brain aneurysm, his home was target of an attempted burglary on Tuesday night in West Los Angeles, police said. So basically, there's a team of robbers who have been targeting different locations, and they keyed on Dr. Dre's residence. And they continued by saying, according to the police, the suspects were stopped by undercover officers following a pursuit around 9:30 p.m. near the intersection of Sunset Boulevard and Kenter Avenue. Now, this is the nice, ritzy part of town, and this lets you know that there were some undercover police officers who were already kind of had their eye on these guys and looking at them as potential suspects in all the burglaries. Because for those of you who don't know, in Los Angeles, that is like one of the major crime rings going on right now. Home break-ins, home robberies. You guys might remember the situation where Pop Smoke, they knew to go to the location because, you know, of something he posted on social media. They saw the address and knew that was a place that they could go to. And those guys had been caught doing hadn't been caught yet officially, but were already known to have done home robberies on celebrities all over the place, including a famous NFL player and other famous celebrities. And they just popped in the crib at the same time that Pop Smoke happened to be there. Now, Dr. Dre, they knew he wasn't going to be there, whoever this is, and they'll probably come out with names of the suspects and stuff, but they knew he wasn't there, and they said this took place around 9:30. Now, think about it. Yesterday, around 9:30, the whole world and the whole hip-hop community were mourning the fact, well, not mourning, excuse me, were sending out blessings and prayers to the fact that Dr. Dre had been hospitalized and was battling for, allegedly battling for his life. I know a lot of people say he wasn't, but a lot of the medical professionals that talked about it online and on TV, they seriously talked about how serious the brain aneurysm is, and he definitely was in a fight. You know what I mean? And he seemed to be winning that fight because he took to social media and posted this post right here. And in this post, he said, "Thanks to my family, friends, fans for the interest and well wishes. I'm doing great and getting excellent care from my medical team. I will be out of the hospital and back soon. Shout out to all the great medical professionals at Cedars. One love." Man, in classy fashion, man. Now, what's not in classy fashion is, while this joker is laid up in the hospital, the wolves are out there still being the wolves, man. They targeted his crib and tried to run up in there and get his stuff, man. This reminds me of when you heard about King Von passing away. And remember, there was a video circulating on some guys going up to King Von's crib back in Chicago and just going into there. And you can see they left with a bunch of stuff, but you don't know what went down. You know, I hate to put it on the guys and say that they were in there stealing something when they were might have been securing it. But it just lets you know that when something like this happens, if you're a high-profile person, you need to lock it down. You need to lock everything down. You need to have somebody you really trust. And it's usually probably going to have to be family, even though I know some people have issues with family. And they're going to have to secure your place, man. Just like man, I hate to use this comparison, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm dissing any third world countries. But when things go hectic in third world countries or things break down, this happens commonly, man. It actually happens a lot where if something real bad happens to a lead person in a family or whatever, people will go in and rob because, I mean, there's nobody to stop them from doing it. And in this situation, it looks like they took advantage of what was going on at the time with Dr. Dre, man. As sad as it seems. Here, let me play this news clip so that you guys can get the full story of what they know so far about the 4 suspects.
To our newsroom, we've learned Dr. Dre's house was apparently the target of a burglary ring, although right now it's not clear if anything was taken from his home. 4 people, though, are now in custody. Police say the suspects would start banging on fences and doors, break into several homes, and during a surveillance operation in Brentwood last night, officers spotted an SUV believed to be involved in these cases, and after a short chase, took the suspects into custody. Now, inside the vehicle, you can see they found a backpack.
Now, as you heard in that news report, that, there was a pursuit. The suspects allegedly stopped and, were pulled over or whatnot. And the police pulled them out and started pulling out all sorts of stuff. Bags. It's all sorts of stuff in those bags. Now, Dr. Dre, man, he's changed from the flossy type, but I know he's still a rich man. So I'm wondering, what type of things were they going for when they went to his crib? Or did they figure that, hey, man, this is Dr. Dre. He's worth like $1 billion. I'm going to just run up in his crib and see whatever we can get, we're going to grab, because we know that his family is focused on the fact that he's in the hospital. Everybody's probably there at the hospital visiting him right now. So this is an ideal time to take on this caper. But, man, it seems like, this is a real slimy thing to do, man. I know slime culture is really starting to persevere in hip hop, man, and a lot of cats out here have no problem with sliming out their homeboys these days. A lot of cats have no problem with just doing despicable stuff in order to get some paper, man. But I mean, at what point is it too much? Like, I mean, if I was Dr. Dre's family and friends, I'd really have an issue with these cats, to be honest, man. Because while someone is laid up in the ICU suffering from a serious condition, especially something like a brain aneurysm, something that comes on traumatic and out of nowhere like that, you would think you would have some type of compassion in your heart for them, their family, and their loved ones, man. But I mean, the wolves are going to be the wolves. And man, right now, it's looking real ugly out there. So you gotta, man, everybody protect yourself and protect your stuff, man. By any means, well, I don't want to say by any means necessary, but man, just make sure you take the proper precautions is all I got to say. Now with that, hold up, before I get to that, what do you guys think? Do you think, man, hey, it's just what it is, that's just streets being the streets? Or do you believe there should be a level of respect or some type of lines you won't cross when you out here trying to get it how you live? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.